Chapter 5, Riding Through the Flames, Part 1. Okay, written by Ruskin Bond. Okay, a story about a little boy whose name is Romy. Romy was mounting his bicycle when he saw smoke rising from behind the distant line of trees. So Romy and his friend, whose name was Prem, okay, so they were riding a bicycle and they saw that uh, the smoke is rising up. Yes, it looks like a fire, okay, said Prem, his friend and classmate. So who was Prem? Prem was friend of Romy and he was also a classmate. It is well to the east, said Romy, now we're near the road. So Prem said that it's the smoke which is coming out, it seems like it's of fire. Yes, the fire is burning in the forest. And probably it's from the eastern side. That's strong wind, said Prem, looking at the dry leaves swirling across the road. Swirling means moving here and there. Okay, so they saw that the leaves of the trees and the grasses have been dried. It seems that from many days it haven't rained, and that is why because of that wind, the fire is spreading all over the forest. The brown grass and leaves of the trees were covered with dust. It was almost 6 o'clock in the evening. So they saw that the leaves, the grasses have been covered with the dust of the smoke. Yes, and it was what? It was 6 o'clock in the evening and these boys were sweating. It will be dark soon, said Prem. The fire is spreading. Spend the night at my house. Okay, so Prem was concerned for his friend and he told him to stay in his house for a night because the fire had been spreading all over the forest and it could be dangerous for Romy. No, my father isn't keeping well. The doctor has given me some pills for him. The fire is far off, said Romy. It will take me only 40 minutes to ride through the forest. Okay, so but Romy, he disagreed to his friend and he said that he will not stay in his house because he have to go home and hand over the pills to his father because his father was not doing well. Okay, and he also said that fire is too far and it will only take 40 minutes for Romy to reach home. So he moved on. Okay, he said bye to his friend and he moved on. Romy paddled off, scattering stray hens, stray dogs and stray villagers. Okay, so Romy, he paddled his cycle speedily and he was scattering the hens, means whatever was coming in front of him, he started scattering everything, the hens, the dogs and the villagers. His village, which lay on the other side of the forest, only had a primary school. So Romy had to go to high school in another village. So his village was next to the on the other side of the forest. Okay, and his village had only a primary school. So Romy had to go for his further study for higher, high school to the next for in the next village. Okay, his father, a fairly wealthy sugarcane farmer. So his father was a very wealthy person and he was also a sugarcane farmer. His father bought him a cycle. Okay, so Romy's father bought him a cycle. Romy wanted to get the pills to his father as early as possible. So Romy was paddling very speed. He was afraid that whether he would be able to reach to his father or not, because he had to hand over what? The medicines to his father. Okay, he rode swiftly out of the village. The smoke rose from the burning forest and sky glowed red. Okay, as he was about to reach his house, the fire was continuously spreading all over the forest, and the cloud seems very red just because of the light of the fire. There was a slight climb and the Romy had to push harder to the pedals to get over the rise. So there comes little bit high, like a hill type. Okay, and this Romy had to um, pedal, he have to push harder to his pedal on the pedals to get over the rise. Once over the top, the road went winding down the edge of the forest. Romy relaxed and stopped paddling and allowed the bicycle to glide down the slope. So once he reached to the top, now it was easy for him to slide down from the top. Okay, and that is why he got relaxed and he stopped paddling and let the bicycle come down slowly by its own. When the road straightened out, Romy began paddling again. The smoke was thicker and he could smell the burning of timber, but the road was clear, so he rode on. Okay, so as he finished, the slopey area, he came to the plain area and he again started pedaling his cycle. Okay, and then when he saw the smoke was getting thicker and thicker, okay, and he could get the smell of burning timber, the timber tree. Okay, but the road was clear, so he rode on. Tall trees grew on either side of the road, rough and the dusty road, cutting off the last of the daylight. Okay, and the evening was, it was changing in the evening was there, and it was getting dark, and even the tall trees started growing thicker and thicker, means the more forest had come now. But the spreading glow on the fire on the right lit up the road, and giant trees shadows danced on the bicycle. The usually deserted road was alive with wild creature. So from the road which he used to pass by, it was always used to be empty, but now just because the fire has been on the forest, okay, he could see the road full with the other creatures and all. Clear? Romy first saw a hare leaping across the road in front of him. Okay, so first he saw, was the first animal which he saw, it was the hare. Okay, a hare is what? A kind of a rabbit which has a long ear. Okay, it it was followed by several more hares, then a band of monkeys. So after hares, you could see monkeys on the road. Okay, chattering excitedly. They will be safe on the other side, thought Romy. The fire won't cross the road. Okay, so he's consoling himself. He's consoling to himself that yes, nothing will happen to the animals and also to him, because the fire will not cross the other side of the road. Okay, the fire won't cross the road, but it was coming closer. Realizing this, Romy paddled harder. In half an hour, he should be out of the forest. So when he saw the fire, it was spreading more and more. He started paddling the cycle harder and harder. Suddenly, from the side of the road, several peasants rose in the air and, with a whoosh, flew low across the path. Just in front of the oncoming bicycle, taken by surprise, Romy fell off. Peasants, it means birds. Okay, so suddenly, he was busy pedaling his cycle and he did not notice that a bird came in front of it, and what happened? He got dashed with the path and he fell off. The Romy, he fell down. Okay, when he picked himself up and brushed his cloth, it means he just take off the dirt which was on his dress. Okay, he picked himself up and brushed his cloth. He saw that his knee was bleeding. So when he fell down from the bicycle, he was hurt on his knee and it was bleeding. It wasn't deep cut, but he allowed it to bleed a little, took out his handkerchief and bandaged his knee. So what did he do is, when he saw that his knee was bleeding, he took out his handkerchief and he tied around his knees to make a bandage. He rode a bit slower now because birds and animals kept coming out of the bushes. So he slowered his speed, okay, because uh, the other animals and birds were coming in front of him. Okay, not only peasants but smaller birds too, parrots, jungly crows, owls, magpies were streaming across the road, and the air was filled with their cries. So as we know that the forest was full of fire, and the other animals were screaming, they were crying. Okay, and that is why all the creatures were on the road. They were running here and there just to save themselves. Everyone on the move thought Romy, it must be really a big fire. So he's thinking that maybe the fire is very dangerous for the animals, maybe it is very big. He could see the flames now reaching out from the behind the trees of it on his right. So now he can see, till now he could see only the what, the smoke. Now he could see the flames on the right side of the road. uh, and he could hear the crackling as the dry leaves caught fire. He could also hear the crackling of the leaves when it caught the fire. The air was hot on his face. He could feel the fire on his face, the heat of the fire. Leaves still alight or turning to the cinder floated past. A herd of deer crossed the road, and Romy had to stop until they had passed. Okay, so he could see the the herd of deers. What they were doing, they were just crossing the road. So what did Romy do? He just stopped so that the deer can cross the road, and he could move ahead. Clear? Then he mounted again and rode on, but now for the first time he was feeling afraid. So now, till now, he was not, he was consoling himself, he was concerned, you know, he was not feeling afraid. But now, when he saw the flames reaching near to him, he started feeling afraid. From ahead came a faint changing sound. It wasn't an animal sound. Romy was sure of that, a fire engine. There were no fire engine within 50 miles. Okay, so he's he the sorry Romy heard something, ringing sound, a clanging sound. Okay, it wasn't an animal sound. So he started thinking that maybe it is a sound of a fire engine. you know there were no fire engines within 50 miles. The clanging came near, and the Romy discovered that the noise came from a small boy who was running along the forest path. So before he thought that it was what, a fire engine, but he cannot see any sign of engines within 50 miles. But when the sound came near, he saw that the sound was coming from a small boy who was running along the forest path, two milk cans clattering at his sides. Teju called Romy, recognizing a boy from a neighboring village. What are you doing here? So he recognized that boy. Okay, his name was Teju, who was from his own village. Okay, he was his neighbor, and he asked him that what is he doing in this here? Trying to get home, of course, said Teju, panting along beside the bicycle. So, he said him that yes, of course, he is going home. Obviously, what? Okay, so jump on, said Romy, stopped for him. Okay, so he asked him to jump on his cycle so that they can go together home. Teju was only 8 or 9, a couple of years younger than Romy. He had come to deliver milk to some road worker, but the workers had left at the first sign of the fire, and Teju was hurrying home with his cans still full of milk. So, Teju had come to sell some milks to the workers, okay, those who are working beside the roads. But the workers were not there because they went home when they saw the first sign of the flame of the fire. And uh, still the jars, the cans were full of milk. He got up on the crossbar of the bicycle, and Romy moved on again. So they are now going together. He was quite used to carrying friends on the crossbar, so it was not much difficult for Romy to to make Teju sit on the back of the cycle. Keep beating your milk cans, said Romy. Like that the animals will know we are coming. My bell doesn't make enough noise. Okay, I am going to get horn for my bicycle. Okay, so he says his this that small boy Teju to, you know, keep beating those cans so that the sound will be produced, and it the animals will get alert that something is coming. Okay, and he also says that he is going to put a horn in his horn for his bicycle, because his what his bell is not working. I didn't know there were so many animals in the jungle, said Teju. Okay, so Teju says that he have never seen so many animals in the jungle. He didn't know about that. I saw a python in the middle of the road. It stretched right across. Now he says that he have seen a python in the road, which stretched in the road. What did you do? I just kept running and jumped right over it. So he didn't do anything much, but instead of jumping over it. Teju continued to chatter, but Romi's thoughts were on the fire, which was much closer now. Okay, Teju continued to chattering, means he was, on the whole journey, he was just talking to him, but Romi was, he was worried for the flames. Flames shot up from the dry grass and ran up the trunks of the trees and along the branches. Okay, means that the flames were, they were reaching to the trunks also. If the trees were burning, everything was burning. Smoke billowed out above the forest. Romi's eyes were smattering, and his hair and eyebrows felt scorched. Okay, due to the smoke, his hair and his face and his eyes started scorching. He was feeling tired, but he couldn't stop now. Means they were tired by riding a bicycle, okay, and also due to the smoke, they were feeling dizziness. Okay, but they cannot stop now. He had to beyond the range of the fire. Another 10 or 15 minutes of steady riding would get them to small wooden bridge that spanned the little river, separating the forest from the sugarcane field. So it was just a 10 to 15 minutes they will reach a bridge. Okay, and they will cross the bridge which will separate the what forest and the village. Okay, once across the river, they would be safe. So once they will cross the river, they will be safe from the fire. The fire could not touch them on the other side because the forest ended at the river's edge. So he says that the fire will not be able to come to the village because the forest ends with the edge of the river. But could they get to the river in time? So the story here ends with a small question that will they be able to reach to their home or not? Clear? So we will be doing part 2 in the next video.